This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
Oh, yeah. So you probably want to get yours up a little bit closer.
Okay.
You can grab just...
All right. And co-host Marney Winfield.
I got nothing.
Well, let's talk recovery.
Is that, are we supposed to finish that sentence or something?
No. It is the 19th of February, 2022. My name is Corey Winfield, and
My name is Marney Winfield.
this is the 217 Recovery Podcast. Sorry, I having mic troubles. It's like super loud at first, and now I wasn't very loud, and now I'm back. Hi, Marney.
Hi.
You're back as well.
I am.
Where you been?
Well, I had to go in for back surgery. So it's been postponed since because of the COVIDs over and over again. So I finally was able to go in and get that done on Thursday. So, overnight in the hospital, which was not that great.
It depends when you're in the hospital. You can get really good roommates or really bad ones.
Yeah, my roommate was not a good roommate. And I don't think that she would listen to this because I didn't make friends with her. But she had sleep apnea. So it was not just snoring. It was like painful choking sounds. And all I could do was just be like, pray about it and be like, okay, I'm going to put on my headphones. But what I wanted to do was watch TV. So you can't do that with, earbuds in. So anyway, I got through it.
And you didn't have to stay a week or anything in there, so that was good.
Right.
It was a short little stay.
Yeah. And the staff was great. Staff was really good.
Good.
So,
I'm glad you got that taken care of.
yeah, me too.
I just wish you'd ask me for more things. I mean, this is crazy. This woman, within like 10 minutes of being home, you're like on the phone doing like a meeting, like a conference call with your work. And I'm like, what are you doing?
I know.
You just walked in the door.
I know. And the thing is too, is sometimes it's not even just physical rest. It's mental rest too.
You ever worry about that?
Yeah.
Because you work in recovery. I work in recovery. Do you ever, you really work in recovery, but like just overcommitting yourself to that and just being so overwhelmed that you're just like, ugh.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like because my job doesn't have like a closed sign on it.
Right.
There's really no, in theory, yeah, I would work between the hours of 8 and 5 Monday through Friday, but that's just not how my job is structured really. And, the other thing too is it's hard because sometimes I don't disclose personal stuff really about me to like my clients. So they don't know that today is any different than any other, Saturday where they would be texting me to ask for something or double check something or fill me in on something. And so I can't be angry about that.
Yeah. And it's not like you have to leave the house either for that kind of thing, but still when it's all the time, it has to get old.
Yeah. I am so tempted to just be like, what would happen if I actually shut it off? Here's where my brain goes with that. That would be the time when like everything in the world would happen and I wouldn't have it on. Is when I would turn it off the first time in 2 years of working from that company. Turn it off and just be like, I'm just not going to listen. I'm not going to listen to it vibrate. I'm just going to like have it be off.
Just shut it down.
Shut it down. And then I'm like, no, because something would happen. Watch.
Mm-hmm. Always does. Works that way. Speaking of shutting it down, this guy I know, he posted on Facebook that he was getting played. And he's a young kid, 22, I think, maybe somewhere around. He was, I'd say, early 20s. But he said his heart's been getting played more than a PlayStation 4 or his PlayStation 4 or something.
That's cute.
Yeah, and I told him, shut that shit down. And then he got shot 2 days later and he's dead.
What?
That's what I thought. I was like, wow, that's kind of a last pretty bad comment to leave to somebody. But he did need to shut that shit down. But yeah, it was really surprising. He was down in Arizona. I'm assuming that he went down there with family because it was a family member that actually, shot him.
Wow.
And then I started just looking at his Facebook just briefly. And I wish I would have, like 2 days before, a lot of suicide stuff on there.
Really?
Yeah, saying that he wishes he was dead and sorry everybody that if I hurt you. And his cousin, I believe, is the one who ended up, but he's a Border Patrol agent, and police got a call, shots fired, and they show up and he's dead and shots to his chest. And so I don't know if he just was like, F it, I'm gonna grab this knife and come after him, and he might have been high. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But it's just sad.
So it's just one death? Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
but I met him in Traverse City. And I'm just assuming he went down there maybe just to get away from things. But if you're switching cities, just a little tip, drugs are going to be in the other city too. Mm-hmm. And you know how to find them.
Yeah.
You know, if you're like, oh, I'm going to get away from all the meth dealers I know. Oh, no, you're going to find some more. You'll find heroin dealers. And you know where the liquor store is at. That was pretty easy.
Just look for the fluorescent lights.
Mm-hmm. So it's, just go to a different city with the mindset of you are starting over completely. When you walk to the store, when you walk in the store, nobody knows you. Nobody knows you as Jim the alcoholic or, Jim the junkie. Nobody knows that. Mm-hmm. So start over, man or lady. Mm-hmm. Here's your shot. But if you just move to a different city and just think, oh, all right, I'm in a different city. I mean, hell, you can get stuff on the internet now. You could, not now, but now, but I'm just saying, like, you could have been getting stuff on the internet for a long time. Mm-hmm. So it all starts with being accountable and recognizing what you want to do with your life. And if you really want to quit drugs, then okay, let's give it a shot. And yeah, relapses happen. That's part of addiction. Mm-hmm. And recovery is not easy, but it sure is fun. It really is. Yesterday I went to well, first of all, I was going to do 2 podcasts on 2/17. That was the day of your surgery. I did one, but I hit 2 meetings with one old friend. And my last meeting we went to of the night, there were 7 other people there. Well, 7 for you.
Nice.
And then I got home and I was tired. And I was like, I don't want to. So I didn't. But yesterday I went to a meeting with the same friend. And I was like, okay, cool. He's actually calling me to go to meetings now because I was worried about this guy. And so I went and I thought this other guy who I know, and I'm like, I haven't heard from him in a minute. Let me shoot him a text. I was like, hey, you want to go to a meeting? He's like, yeah. So we all met there, and it was funny. Everybody at the meeting was like, yeah, because we had a big snowstorm last night in Traverse City, Michigan. Like all of northern Michigan pretty much got hit pretty hard. And everybody at the meeting, the first thing was, man, I didn't think anybody'd be here. I thought I was driving here and going to be the only one showing up. And I was like, well, I knew I wasn't going to be the only one because homeboy called me. I called him. So I was like, we wouldn't have had a key to get in. That would have sucked, but we could have just sat in the car and had our own little meeting. But yeah, it was good though. I got to cut up a little bit. It was fun.
Nice.
It really was. It's nice to go to meetings. And I say that, and people could probably listen to them and say, well, Corey, I heard your podcast the other day or whenever, and you said you don't work the AA steps. You don't do the steps. Like, why do you still go to meetings? And for me, it's the fellowship.
Right. Just that doesn't mean you're anti-Alcoholics Anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm just saying for me, I got tripped up and just reliving the past too much is what it felt like. So, for me, I do a podcast. Not everybody can do a podcast for their recovery, but I can. Mm-hmm. Thanks to the good Lord. So, yeah, there's other things that I do. And, if other people, if they want to work the steps, man, do whatever. As long as you're not hurting nobody, it doesn't matter what you do. As long as you're staying clean and doing something productive.
Yeah. I was filling out, I'm going to be taking the Michigan certification for peer recovery coaching, which I think you are too, right?
Yeah, you had a really good fun time filling out the application.
Oh my gosh. It wasn't the application itself. Part of it was, and I'll get into that in a second. But it was the PDF file, like how it was filled out. To fill out the actual form by typing in the answers, you had to save it first a certain way. And so, I don't know. It was like my computer had brain freeze.
Man.
Yeah, it was like one of those. And finally I was like, F this. And I was just like, I'm not doing this right now. And, but then I got over that part of it and it went smoothly. But I was noticing is a lot of the questions they ask you, I figured out that there is so much overlap in my life with what I do for fun and what I do for my recovery and what I do for my job. It's like one big, huge stew pot full of recovery. You know what I mean? It's like to make a discrimination between like, I do this for work is, you know, this is my work. And then I do this for myself for my own program in recovery. And I do this to help others in their program in recovery. And the top thing that I noticed that I loved was that for my recovery, the biggest thing that helps me in my recovery is helping other people in recovery. And if everybody felt that way and everybody worked that way, how amazing would that be? You know? And then it's funny because you take the flip side of that. Like everyone's like, well, recovery is supposed to be a selfish program. They don't mean it like that. You know, it means like when they're saying you got to worry about you for yourself to stay clean and sober. In that mentality, yes, it's a selfish program. But in terms of like sharing your experience, strength, and hope, guiding other people, you know, when they're in a tough spot, being there, just being present for another person. Even just picking up the phone when somebody calls, even if you don't have anything really to say, can make a difference. And I just love how I saw that, like, what do they call it? Venn diagram, where all when the circles overlap, like this is my family life, this is my work life, this is my recovery life, this is my school life, this is my, and like, there's so much overlap, and it was really cool to see, like, to actually lay that all out and kind of recognize it.
You do a lot. You really do.
Thank you.
And helping other people, like they're talking about that a lot at the meetings the other day too. And you know, the selfish part, yeah, you have to be selfish. You have to protect it's more like you're protecting yourself. You know, you're cutting ties with people you shouldn't be hanging out with, you know, and you're not talking to people and they're going to be like, man, you're an asshole now. And okay, whatever, man. You know, that's like the selfish part. You have to go to meetings instead of, you know, going out fishing with your friends or something. I mean, you're having a bad day, you know, maybe a meeting's what you need, you know, not to go play around and risk getting in with the wrong crowd and next thing, bad decision. And then you got to go through the whole relapse and that sucks, and the withdrawal. And I did the podcast solo the other day, and I was kind of talking about the withdrawal that I had or I'm having from the prescriptions I was on for my stomach. And I was a mess that day.
Yeah.
I was like, it was bad. But, you know, I'm glad I realized it and knew what it was. But it was really weird because it's been such a long time since I've felt that way, you know. I was just like, what is going on? It's very trippy. I do not ever want to experience a full-fledged, like, alcohol, like, hangover relapse.
Oh, no.
Withdrawal again from that. That was not good.
Yeah.
Ugh. Nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh.
Nope. There was a guy, I should go get my phone, but I guess I could pull it up on the Facebook here. But this dude that I was in sober living with back in 2019, he wasn't there for very long. And he was going to go do it his way. You know, living with a bunch of guys wasn't really working out for him. And he didn't really interact with us too much. He was kind of my roommate there for a minute. But we tried to pull him in, but there was a lot of jealousy. Not from me, but I could sense coming from him, and not just towards me either, but just in general. You know, anybody that was kind of doing good or had something going, he was just like, well, how come I don't have that? You know. But I did notice his Facebook the other day, and it was pretty rough, you know. And I was gonna read it on here, but I probably shouldn't. It was tough. He was talking about. You know, he was even putting out there, hey, has anybody got any cocaine?
Whoa.
Like, I need some cocaine.
Let's
and
not be subtle
some
or
drink.
anything.
And he was calling it his name, and he added something else, like, I don't know, like it was like some kind of magical mixture or something. And his family were like, bro, you, like, seriously, go to treatment. And he called me the other day, but I was doing something, and I was like, that's going to be a longer conversation. And like I said, I wasn't buddy with him. I was cool with him, but I definitely want to somehow reach out to him and be like, hey, bro, like, call this number.
Yeah.
Hope Not Handcuffs in Michigan is really good. If you're having some issues, you're having troubles. And I can tell it just in that frame of mind, I've been in it. It is hard to pick up that phone and you don't want to talk to anybody. It's tough. But the Hope Not Handcuffs people make it real easy, and they'll do all the work for you. Not all the work for you. You still have to do a little bit of work, but as far as like getting into a treatment center, they'll find where you can go and where you can get into. And they'll even, if you don't have a way to get there, they'll make sure you get there with safe transportation provided by 217 Recovery. But that's what I was going to give to him. And my contact for Hope Not Handcuffs, it's been supposed to been switching since like December.
The number?
No, my contact person.
Oh.
So I reached out to her today and I was like, hey, are you ready for me to refer people to you? And she's like, refer them for what?
Uh-oh. Hope, tell me she was kidding.
No. I was like, you still work for Fan and Hope Not Handcuffs, right? So I don't know. That's what I'm going to do is refer them. You're just looking at me like...
I'm still in shock. I can't get over it.
It's not really funny, but... Yeah, that's what I was like. Okay, I'm guessing she's still in training. I don't know.
Even if so, that's what. Okay.
I don't know.
Oof. Okay.
I don't know. Just assuming. But Lisa, who's my contact, not the one I'm talking about, but Lisa, she's really good, and she's kind of like you. There's no really after hours. Mm-hmm. I think at first she might have tried doing that and then realized no, it doesn't really work, And
right.
So I try not to. Like if someone calls me at like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, I'm like, call Lisa right now, I'm like, hey, I'll get you a number tomorrow and I want you to call this person and just don't die tonight and get at this in the morning, but we'll get you where you need to go. But I really want to pass that along to that guy, because being trapped in that frame of mind, you just drive yourself nuts, and he's just throwing more onto the regret pile. Mm-hmm. And for some people, it's really tough to overcome that. It was for me. But I just see it blowing up, and I just look back to the things that I was doing, and I just shook my head, like, damn. But if you're putting it out there so much like that person's hurting. Yeah. Like nobody is saying, hey, come bring me a cocaine or whatever, like, I don't know.
You should text the number right now. Get him the number.
I just said I don't do that after, it's only 7:30.
I kept thinking, how I keep thinking when she says refer what? I don't know where to get a good haircut. Where's the best chili? I don't know. Where's a great cup of coffee? What do you think I need to referral for? Oh no.
Yeah, that's kind of the only thing I ever talk to that person about is like, so it's not like, hey, where's a good restaurant, or where can I get it?
For what? Oh,
and I think I even put on there, are you in training, or can I refer people to you now? Or can I, that's what I said. Can I refer people to you yet? Or are you still in training? Mm-hmm. Are you refer people to me for what?
What your job is?
We shouldn't make fun.
No, it's just, yeah.
Maybe she read it wrong.
Maybe.
But if you know people that are hurting, look up Hope Not Handcuffs. They're in New York. They're in a few other states too. Not sure where you're listening from, but they can help you. They have different programs. They have a program for families as well. Families Against Narcotics is the parent of Hope Not Handcuffs. So lots of good resources there. We're going to be having a lot of resources coming to our app and our website very soon. I have a feeling.
Yeah.
More details on that coming very soon. And I got my fingers crossed. I think 2022 will be a good year for us once we start recovering from back surgery and stomach stuff.
Pancreatitis, aftermath.
Yeah. But I had told you that crazy feeling I had the other day about, we of course have been trying for child, and I don't know, like I had this comforting calm, like just feeling, like when I would think about it, it was just like God was just like telling me without like talking to me, but just saying, it's time. I'm just saying, I mean, I am just saying, so mark the day, because I just said it. It's the 19th of February, so yup. So November, we're going to have a baby in November, December, something like that. So get ready, start saving up, and you can send us gift money. Gift money?
You must have gotten really good vibes somehow.
I'm telling you, it was just like
Jesus is like,
I have this
whispering.
relationship with Jesus, you know?
Yeah.
And I talk to him, and he hits me back. You know, he doesn't answer me like I would think he would, but then I realized, I look back, I'm like, oh, that sneaky devil did it again.
Talking about Jesus.
Yeah, he's a fan of mine, you know, but that's what he does. You know, I ask him for help, he gives it to me. Mm-hmm. Maybe not in the way that I want it. For example, I'd be like, oh, Lord, like, please, like, I really want to get this cat robot litter box. Next thing I know, we got one. You know, now it didn't just poof land here, but some things happened that maybe I didn't see coming, and it's like, boom, now I can do it, you know? I don't know, that's I've just been on these really bad, horrible examples lately. That was another one.
Okay.
But Jesus is a big fan, and I had been feeling that way about the child thing. So the other day, I was thinking about it, and my younger brother, I pray for him, bless his heart, but it's him, his wife, his 2 daughters, his 2 female dogs, and his female cat.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of backup.
No.
In the mail department, huh?
No. So I asked God, I said, hey, I'm going to need 1 boy and 1 girl, and we just do this. It'd be good.
my God.
Let's just do this once. Make them real cute, too, I told them. Maybe like good at sports and stuff. A little retirement money for us. No, but for real, I really hope it's a boy. I know you're like,
We
honey,
need to get pregnant first, so,
yeah, well,
you know, that kind of is how it works.
No, it's coming. I'm telling you, honey. Mark my words. I'm telling you. People think I'm crazy.
You're
but
like, totally, these people are way off cue, and now I'm going to get all these people being like, oh my God, congratulations.
you should talk about recovery more. No, but for real, that's part of my spiritual life and my world. And I believe in the things that I've asked for, especially since I've been sober. Like, they keep coming true. People were reading the promises the other day at those meetings. And I was like, no, man, call them facts. Those are facts. Promises / facts. That's the truth. You know, stick with it. Go look up the promises. If you don't know them, if you've never read them, look them up. That is 100% truth. Anybody that's been sober will tell you, yep. You know, you put yourself in better situations. You're hanging out with better people. And not better people, but people with actually some stuff going on. And not that your other friends that you're hanging out with, your buddies, are bad people. Just they're caught in addiction too most of the time. And there's not a lot of good going on in that circle of people. But you start putting yourself in different circles. Next thing you know, there are people with opportunities, and you just never know what's possible. Using drugs and being all messed up, hiding from your problems. It's hard. It's so much harder to do that, but it's so hard to get out. But it's worth it, I'm telling you.
Definitely worth it.
Did you want to give a shout out to anybody?
I'll shout out to Andrea C. and shout out to JJ and to Samantha and to C-Note and to Jeremy and to Summer.
Cool. I want to shout out to Meijer, Walmart, Sam's Club, Target, Speedway, Breaking Alignment Plus, Bell Tire.
Any people?
Laura's mom and dad. I don't know if they want to be blasted out, but There's a lot of Lauras out there, so a lot of people
That's
are like,
true.
who's now what? I want every Laura to tell your parents to donate to G17 Recovery.
And then tell them thank you.
Still looking for that first $1 million donation. Yeah, thanks for the people that do donate. And like when people on Facebook, they do their little birthdays and stuff, you can pick a charity. Of course, you can pick 217 Recovery. So we really appreciate that. And those surprise me because like they don't really let us know unless I go into a bunch of stuff and look. That would require work.
It is pretty sneaky.
Yeah. But yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah, appreciate it. Keep that up. And sign up to win a free shirt. We'll hook you up with the new logos. 217 Recovery Podcast. Log on to 217recovery.com. Sign up. We're out. Talk to you on Tuesday.
Night, everybody.